So we started with the idea, when you look at all the projections about climate change and warming and all that stuff, there is no way you're going to meet the projections unless you can figure out a way to take CO2 out of the atmosphere. It's just impossible. You can't reduce things fast enough. You can't do things fast enough. And they're so expensive when you try and do them that it just isn't going to work. So we started with the idea you got to take CO2 out. And then we're sitting around thinking, well, Christ, you're starting at 400 parts per million of concentration. Are there any other mines in the world that start at 400 parts per million? That's not very good. And if you think about 400 parts per million, no one knows what it looks like. But if you take a teaspoon of milk and get a clear container that's like a 2 quart container, put the
Yeah.
teaspoon in there. That's 400 parts per million. So it's really hard to get that out. So we started
Yeah.
looking at it and saying people are trying to make machines to do that, but we think that's really tough because the machines need to be horrendously big and they use a lot of energy and water and stuff. They start thinking, well, there's a machine that's doing that already. It's called a tree, and it runs on solar power, and it sits out there and lives on the water.
That sounds really green.